A married couple creates frozen embryos. Then they get a divorce. Should the wife still be allowed to use them to have a baby on her own, even though her ex-husband says no? 6 years after that fight began, the Arizona Supreme Court handing down a crucial decision. ABC 15's Cameron POLOM joining us now with more on the decision and reaction from the two exes.
Well, this case really came down to a contract Ruby Torres and her ex-husband John Terrell agreed on prior to fertilizing the embryos. The Supreme Court of Arizona essentially ruling that Terrell could not be forced into fatherhood. It all started in 2014 when Torres received word that she had breast cancer. She said the diagnosis made her reevaluate her life. As a result, before undergoing chemotherapy, she wanted to try in vitro fertilization as a last chance effort to have children in the future. Her then boyfriend, John Terrell, agreed. They were able to create and freeze several embryos. But when the couple married and then divorced prior to implanting the embryos, a battle in the courts ensued. Torres wanted to use the embryos. Terrell did not. The case would go all the way to the state Supreme Court, who eventually ruled a contract between the couple spelled out that both must consent to the use of the embryos or they would be donated to another couple.
The fertility clinic, like most fertility clinics, have their clients, their patients sign contracts that specify what happens under various scenarios. What happens if you get divorced? What happens if one of you dies? Things like that. And so in this case, the parties agreed ahead of time to donate their embryos to another couple struggling with fertility issues.
Again, the trial court and the Court of Appeals interpreted the contract differently than the Supreme Court did, so that goes to show you even attorneys can't agree on what this particular contract provided.
Torres' attorney says she's devastated by the ruling and say they'll exhaust every resource possible to appeal this ruling, even if that means finding a way to take it all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. I'm Cameron POLOM, ABC 15 Arizona.